All right, my story goes. My friend of mine had called me to go out fishing for the day, and it was in November. I decided to take a half a day from work and start cocktailing it with him. He's he's driven the boat 1,000 times in the same direction, so he's uh, typically drunk as well. He's always drinking, but he's a good captain, and I expected a nice day. So we went out on a beautiful sunny day. We shot over to Ocean Beach and fished, had a few beers, enjoying the day. We wound up to Ocean Beach, went to a bar, enjoyed our day, had some lunch, and we decided to head back to Patchogue, where we dock our boat. Took a little detour, went to a place called the Riverview in Oakdale, Long Island, where we continued our drink fest and appetizers. We wound up calling my girlfriend with this because we were going to meet them for dinner, and they said they weren't ready yet. So of course what else do? You hang out at the bar for a little longer, which is just what we needed. So I kept talking, keeping in touch with her back and forth, and when they said they were ready, we were on our way. And unfortunately, the weather had changed. It's now 6 o'clock at night. The waves were 2 to 3 foot swells. It's high tide, and we proceeded to take off from the bar. I think my last words to Jindy was, "I shouldn't even get on this boat. Come pick me up." I remember saying to her, and we proceeded to leave the bar. I wasn't going to leave him by himself, so we jumped on the boat, started heading back to the Patchogue River, and he's heavy-handed. He's got the music blaring, having a grand old time. He has underwater lights too, so it was all like blue LED lights, and having a good time. Other than the waves coming over the top, smashing me and completely soaking me in a November day, so I was freezing. I wound up moving to the other side of his 26-foot center console, which in turn saved my life because not 5 minutes later, I was backwards facing the other direction, and he hit a jetty, which came out from the north side of the land that he didn't see, and we both got knocked out. I can remember waking up dazed and confused and really not knowing what happened because I was backwards, so I had no idea. And I remember seeing him, and he's laying on top of the center console seat, which just got ripped off, and he's knocked out, completely knocked out. Now, waves are still coming over us. Kind of getting myself together, like, what the hell just happened? And I wake him up, and the last thing I remember was talking to our girls from the bar. I guess in my head, I thought they were on the boat. So I wake him up and ask him, where are the girls? And his reply was, what girls? And I said, our girls. Were they on the boat? And he said, I have no idea. I don't think so. So, which set me into a little bit of a panic mode, because now I'm thinking I have to jump in the water to rescue. Now I'm in rescue mode. So I wound up calling the police and calling for rescue. We had the Coast Guard, helicopters, Suffolk County Police Department, fire engines from Oakdale to Patchogue, all responded to our event, and our boat landed on the jetty, 8 feet out of the water, up on rocks, and now there's police coming down the jetty on foot to get us. We proceeded to get rescued by the Coast Guard, and they asked where our passenger was, and I said, that's why we called you. So she had me call the girls, the girls were actually sitting in the bar waiting for us to arrive. So we didn't have any passengers. It was just me and my buddy. So he tries to pull the boat off the jetty because he thinks he can do it. Meanwhile, we're out of the water sitting on the jetty, and the cops wanted to arrest him then, which they did. And they took us to the hospital with our injuries. I sustained a broken back, chest contusions. I had veins hanging out of my elbow. My buddy Billy, he fractured his face, had stitches. He took the brunt of it to his face, though. But, you know, we took it all in stride, went to the hospital, called the girls. We told them just this: stay where you are. You can't do nothing. It's COVID. They're not letting you in anyway, so there's no sense in you coming here. And, of course, they ignored our advice and rushed to the hospital and wound up sitting out in the car because they're not allowed in. And as the police are arresting my friend and trying to take his blood and breathalyze him, he's looking over to me asking me, hey, what do I do? I said, hey, don't do anything. Don't give him nothing. I said, call your lawyer, because I told him he has 3 hours until they're allowed to legally pull it. And all the cops are looking at me like, who is this guy? I'm snapping pictures. We're in the hospital. And so we get separated at one point, and then, they tended to my injuries and tended to his injuries, all in separate rooms. And at the end, the doctors released me and said, if you want to go see your buddy, you can. So, of course, my reaction is to get my phone prepared and, have my camera ready to snap a picture of him. So I walk into his room and snapped a picture of his angry face, beat up, and I said to him, yeah, we might not laugh about this now, but we'll laugh about it someday. And with the snarl he gave me, and then a slight smirk. And we got released from the hospital, only to lick our wounds for the next week or so. And that's it. We made it out alive, and thank God, here we are for the next stupid adventure.